Hey, I'm Mariah Carey, and you've arrived at Soundcheck only at Walmart.
MC, in a place to
The name of the album is E equals MC squared, which is pretty funny because I failed remedial math and I can barely add. So it's kind of like, a little bit of a joke there and poking fun at myself, but it also has a lot to do with the fact that the last album, The Emancipation of Mimi, would be the E. The Emancipation equals, I guess we could explain it by saying like emancipation equals Mariah Carey to the second power. So it's kind of like, it's kind of one of those things I'm having a good time with, but it also really represents just feeling free and making music that makes me happy. Honestly, the Emancipation of Mimi was such a big success, thank God, and it lasted not just 2005, but through 2006, and so it was a record that was really special to me as a songwriter, as a singer, just as a landmark in my career. And I didn't really feel pressure making this new record. I felt like it was a continuation of where I left off after the Emancipation of Mimi, just writing from my heart, just writing things that would make me, really just expressing myself as a songwriter and just having a lot of fun. There are a lot of songs that are really ballads and really kind of more like pull at your heartstrings, for lack of a better way to say it, and then some that are just like party records, so I think it's kind of like something for everybody. There's some kind of more inspirational songs as well, so there's a lot of diversity to the record. I'm excited about it. Well, I first started singing when I was like 4 years old. My mom was a singer. I think it was before I was even 4, because I started singing when I started talking, basically. My mom was an opera singer, but I wasn't really, I loved her voice, but it wasn't really classical music that I gravitated towards. I loved R&B music my whole life. I always loved Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Minnie Riperton. Since I was really little, I always wanted to try and figure out how she could hit those incredible high notes, and so, she's just incredible. Obviously, the influences like Aretha Franklin that everybody's inspired by, all of us who sing R&B music, and anyone from Gladys Knight to so many people. Well, the first time I heard myself on the radio, it was an incredible moment. I was in New York, where I live, and I've lived my whole life basically, and I was in a car, and I was with a friend of mine, and the song came on the radio. It was Vision of Love, my first song, and it was a song, obviously, that I had written, because I write all my songs, and it was just an amazing moment. I've been waiting for that moment my whole life, and I was fortunate that it happened at a really, really young age, and it was an amazing time. I'll never forget it. Well, I started out, really young, like in 7th grade, as a backup singer in the studio. So that's like not really normal, but I learned a lot from being in the studio and being behind the scenes and actually producing, even though I didn't realize that's what I was doing. When you tell somebody, here, mute the track here, I just want to hear vocals and I just want to hear the drum beat, and then I want you to break it down and bring it back in. You're producing, but when you're like 17 years old working with people that are way older, you don't even realize that that's what you're doing. But that's how I kind of like honed my skills as an artist. And so I had to learn to enjoy performing, because it just wasn't my first thing, but now I love it because it's just like making records for me now. It's all about just expressing myself and connecting with my fans, especially when they're like really hardcore fans. There's nothing better than being able to sing for those people. Definitely planning on taking this album on tour, probably like around August or September, but like things change really quickly in my life, so you never know exactly when, but it should be cool. I just want to get out there and play the songs for my fans, because my fans are the best and they have stuck by me through thick and thin, and I enjoy being on stage and just being able to relate to them. I definitely still get nervous before I go on stage, really more for TV stuff, because it's live and you can't control it, and it's not the same energy as being on stage on tour. That's why I prefer doing like live performances for fans, and rather than like TV shows and stuff, which are cool to do, but it's not the same because, you know, when you're just singing there for your fans and it's live and it's in the moment, there's nothing like it. You can just riff however you want, especially as a songwriter. It's good for me to be able to sing a song I've done, you know, it feels like a million times before, but I can do it differently every time because I wrote it. That Chick was a song that I kind of took the approach just as a writer, more like writing it as a rapper would write. So it's kind of like, you know, I don't really take it that seriously, but it's a fun song to sing, and it's cute. It just kind of reminds me of back in the day. Like, it was very inspired by like I worked on that song with Stargate, and so they worked a lot with Neo, and they have kind of a signature sound which is very inspired by like the Michael Jackson Off the Wall era. And actually in that song we sort of incorporate a line from Off the Wall. So it's a fun record and a lot of people really like it. Migrate was the first time I ever worked with Danger, and that was really cool. And also T-Pain got involved, and that just took the song to a whole nother level. So I love that song, and a lot of people really love the beat and just love the song itself. So it was a cool experience. Bye Bye is a song that I wrote, and I literally say in the song, like, this is for everybody. This is a song that it does deal with losing someone, and whether that's someone that you love and you can't be around anymore for whatever reasons, or someone who's passed away. And I worked on that song with Stargate and also with John Tay Austin, and so, you know, it's kind of like, you know, we all had our own little personal bits of things that we put into the song, but, you know, when I sang it, I felt like it was really important to make sure to connect and leave it open so everybody could kind of be healed by the song and have their own experience listening to it. I Wish You Well is a song that I wrote the music with James Boyser, and I had a basic outline. Then I wanted to work with my friend MARIAH Tatum, who is an amazing singer. She's one of my best friends. And it's very personal to me, and it even starts out with like, this goes out to you and you know who you are. But it's a very spiritual song, and I think that it's important for me to write those type of songs because people need to hear them. Like I said, it's very specific to me, but anybody could apply it to their own lives. And it's just about, it's kind of like about freeing yourself, because by forgiving somebody, you free yourself from like being in a bad place, you know. So it's something that I felt blessed to be given the ability. Just, you know, writing songs comes from God, so for me it's about giving back and making sure that that comes across, and that people can feel something and maybe learn something that'll help them as a person, because I know there are a lot of gospel songs that have helped me as a person, and I do consider that song to be definitely in the inspirational category. I think that I think it's important for artists to get involved with any type of charity, anything you can do to help give back. I love working with Make-A-Wish Foundation. I love working with, there's so many, like Save the Music. I have my own camp with the Fresh Air Fund. It's called Camp MARIAH. It's a career awareness camp for kids from like 13 to 15 and who may, you know, mainly it's kids from the inner cities who don't really have a chance to learn about different careers, so they can go to this camp, and it's 600 kids a year, and basically they can learn that they have options in life other than just what they see on their own block, you know. So it's been very rewarding for me. My fans are like none other. I have really like devoted, amazing fans who have been with me, just stuck by me forever. And then there's always new people who kind of come along, and then, you know, they may listen to a new song that they like, and then they go back and listen to older songs. So it's pretty cool to be able to connect with people of all different races and ages and stuff like that. But my hardcore fans are amazing, and they know that they're like my family to me. I get so much from them. I mean, they say like they thank me for inspiring them, but really they inspire me.